More than 40% of new vehicles built since 2015 left the factory with a sealed AGM battery under the hood. Most of the car battery chargers, and the battery maintainers sold right next to them, run one voltage profile for every battery chemistry on the planet. The label calls it a 7-stage smart charger. The firmware doesn't know the difference between the flooded lead-acid battery in your 1998 Chevy and the sealed AGM in your 2022 Ford, and neither term, smart charger or AGM-compatible, has a legal definition that requires it to. Any manufacturer can print both on the box without engineering either one. We looked at 9 battery charger brands. 6 fail the only test that matters. 3 pass it, and the name on the worst offender is one you've been trusting since before you had gray hair. Smart on the box, single profile inside. Here's what most people assume. AGM-compatible on the label means the charger was calibrated for that chemistry, that the firmware knows the absorption stage needs to land between 14.4 and 14.7 volts, and that float voltage should hold between 13.5 and 13.8 to keep a sealed AGM healthy without gassing it out. What's actually happening is different. There's no federal standard defining smart charger. No regulation requires a manufacturer to publish separately calibrated voltage profiles for each battery type it claims to support. A company can run one charge algorithm across every chemistry, print AGM-compatible on the front panel, and do it legally. No agency will stop them. The damage stays hidden because it's cumulative. A charger holding your AGM battery 0.2 of a volt above spec in float mode doesn't kill it this weekend. It shortens it, one winter storage season at a time, until you're replacing a 4-year-old battery and blaming the cold. The question every brand on this list will be asked: does it publish separately calibrated profiles for each chemistry it claims to support? Or does it just print both words on the box? Number 6. Duralast. The charger sold in the same aisle as the battery it can't identify. The assumption is simple. If AutoZone puts the Duralast name on the battery and the charger, the two belong together. They don't. Duralast batteries are manufactured by Clarios, formerly Johnson Controls Power Solutions, a company with real battery engineering behind every unit it ships. The battery earns the name. The charger is a private label product with no disclosed manufacturer. The Duralast DL8D, one of their core consumer chargers, uses a slide switch with 2 settings, 6 volt and 12 volt. Not flooded mode, not AGM mode, not gel, voltage selection only. Battery chemistry isn't a parameter the DL8D firmware routes to, because it runs the same profile regardless of what it's connected to. AutoZone will sell you a Duralast AGM battery with a 4-year warranty and a Duralast charger with no idea it's connected to one. Same aisle, same sticker, different engineering story entirely. Next up, a brand whose name belongs in your kitchen drawer. Number 5. Energizer. The battery name licensing itself to a charger it didn't build. The assumption: Energizer has been in batteries since 1905. If anyone understands charging chemistry, it's them. Energizer Holdings, the publicly traded company behind your AA batteries and the Bunny, doesn't engineer automotive battery chargers. The car charger line, including the ENC4A marketed as a 9-step smart battery charger, is manufactured by a third party under a brand licensing arrangement. Energizer Holdings' own corporate identity covers batteries, flashlights, and automotive fragrance products. Armor All, STP, New Finish. Battery charger engineering isn't in their business. 9 stages are listed on the ENC4A. 0 separate AGM float voltage specifications are published. 9 names for what happens naturally as any battery approaches full charge, dressed up as chemistry-aware firmware. The Energizer name is borrowed credibility. The engineering behind it belongs to a manufacturer you've never heard of. Same mechanism, different label. Coming up at number 4. Number 4. Black + Decker and Stanley. The tool brand that sold its battery charger engineering in 2010 and kept the shelf placement. The assumption: if Black + Decker built your drill, they built the charger with the same engineering standards. Stanley acquired Vector Products, a dedicated battery charger and power inverter manufacturer, in 2007. Then in 2010, they sold Vector Products to Bacchus Global and exited the battery charger engineering business entirely. The Stanley and Black + Decker automotive chargers sold today at Lowe's and Home Depot are manufactured under licensing arrangements. The engineering credibility is on the drill, not the charger. The proof: On May 21, 2025, the California Energy Commission published a $380,000 settlement with Stanley Black & Decker for selling battery charger systems in California that weren't certified to the state's modernized appliance efficiency database system. The sale period ran from September 2024 through April 2025. They sold the products anyway. Before the two worst names on this list, there's something worth hearing first. No battery charger brand has paid for a position in this video. No brand deals, no review units, no affiliate arrangement tied to where anything lands on either list. I read the regulatory records, pulled the corporate filings, and checked the actual product specs. If that kind of research is useful to you, subscribing costs nothing and helps it continue. Now, here are the two names you actually need to hear about. Number 3. EverStart, the brand name that earned your trust on the battery, on a charger that's not the same product. EverStart batteries sold at Walmart are manufactured by Clarios, the same operation that makes Optima batteries, East Penn Manufacturing, and Exide Technologies. Real battery engineering companies, all three. East Penn's single-site complex in Berks County, Pennsylvania has been running more than 520 acres since 1946. The EverStart battery earns what's on the label. The EverStart charger sold 2 feet away on the same Walmart shelf is a private label product. The engineering source isn't disclosed, chemistry-specific calibration isn't specified, and the manufacturing quality control behind it isn't the same story the battery tells. That's the mechanism at work. A brand earns credibility in one product and lends that credibility to a different product with different manufacturing behind it. The sticker's the same. The chemistry profile inside isn't. 2 brands left. The first one paid $200 million for its reputation. The second one built it. Number 2. DieHard. America's most trusted automotive name, on a charger manufactured by the company you're about to meet. In December of 2019, Advance Auto Parts purchased the DieHard brand from the Sears Holdings bankruptcy estate for $200 million. The purchase acquired the trademark and the decades of brand equity built around a battery Sears introduced in 1967. It didn't acquire a battery charger engineering team because DieHard hadn't been engineering its own chargers in years. DieHard battery chargers are manufactured by Schumacher Electric under a licensing arrangement. Amazon product listings confirm it directly. The DieHard DH136 and DH137 are Schumacher manufactured units. The model prefix changed, the factory didn't. $200 million for the name. The engineering behind that name was built by the company at the top of this list. Number 1. Schumacher Electric, the manufacturer behind DieHard, behind EverStart, and behind a warranty system built to outlast your patience. Founded in 1947 in Chicago. The heritage is real. The name in the American garage for decades. That history's genuine. Here's what that history looks like in 2026. DieHard chargers are Schumacher hardware. EverStart platforms at Walmart run Schumacher production. Schumacher supplies charger products to the largest retail names in the country, and the quality control record across that supply chain has been documented by the customers on the receiving end. PIST Consumer carries a rating for Schumacher Electric Corporation. As of early 2026, 1.6 stars out of 5. Consumer reports include units dead on first use, maintainers documented in forum threads to drain batteries rather than charge them, warranty claims that expire before the process does. Schumacher's warranty process is called RMA 365. It requires photos, serial number documentation, model verification, and a 7-day window for receipt submission. One 80-year-old veteran described it in a January 2026 review as designed to wear you down so you give up on your claim. He offered to return the defective unit at his own expense. Schumacher declined. That's the manufacturer behind the DieHard on the Advance Auto shelf. That's who built the EverStart charger at Walmart. And that's what smart charger looks like from a company that's never had to prove what the term means. Smart on the box, single profile inside, and a warranty architecture built for the company, not the customer. 3 manufacturers refused the shortcut. They built the separate profiles, published the voltage specifications, and put their own engineering behind the label. The difference isn't visible at the counter. It's visible on the shoulder of the highway the winter this actually matters, when the battery stored on the right charger starts, and the one stored on the wrong one doesn't. Good entry 3. Battery Tender by Deltran. The brand that invented the product category everyone else is now misrepresenting. Deltran was founded in 1965 in Central Florida as Deltana Transformer Corp. In 1988, facing competition in transformer manufacturing, they made a decision that changed battery maintenance. They were the first to put a microprocessor inside a battery charger, and they called it battery tender. They didn't borrow the concept, they created it. The company's now in its third generation of Prelec family ownership. CEO Michael Prelec Jr. told Family Business Magazine in 2025 that they think in decades, not quarters. When Harley-Davidson wanted a private label battery maintenance solution in the late 90s, they came to Deltran, not to Schumacher, not to a licensed brand, to the people who built the category. The Battery Tender Plus 1.25 amp maintainer runs about $30. Compared to the Schumacher SC129 at a similar price, with documented drain failures and an RMA gauntlet, an 80-year-old customer called Warfare, Battery Tender is 60 years of a family's name on the outcome. That's a different kind of accountability. Confidence in the kit looks like knowing exactly who answers for what you plugged in. Good entry 2. NOCO Genius. 112 years of family ownership, and the only charger at this price point with 5 separately calibrated chemistry modes. The NOCO company was founded in 1914 in Cleveland, Ohio, as Nook and O'Neill. The founder, Joseph Henry Nook, was later inducted into the Automotive Hall of Fame. The company's privately held, family-owned, and runs with in-house mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, industrial design, and advanced testing teams, more than 25 patents. Here's how NOCO answers the mechanism directly. The Genius 5 ships with 5 separately calibrated charge modes: 6-volt, 12-volt, 12-volt AGM, 12-volt lithium, and 12-volt repair. 5 voltage profiles, not 5 marketing names for one cycle. The Genius 5 runs $49.95. The Schumacher SC1280, their flagship consumer charger at $59.99, doesn't publish separately calibrated AGM float voltage specifications. NOCO costs $10 less. The firmware isn't the same conversation. With NOCO Genius in the kit and a factory AGM under the hood, you know exactly what voltage profile is going into your battery and exactly whose engineering put it there. One more, the company that built the concept both Battery Tender and NOCO built on. Good entry 1. CTEK, the brand that invented what the rest of this industry's been selling on borrowed credibility. In 1997, in Vikmanshyttan, a village in the Dalarna region of Sweden, an engineer named Bengt Wahlquist built the world's first battery charger to use electronic pulse technology. That device became the first true smart charger. Every brand that's printed smart charger on a box since then has been making a claim that started in that village. More than 200 patents, sold in 70 countries. And this, CTEK is the original equipment specification charger for more than 50 of the world's major vehicle manufacturers, including Ferrari and Porsche. When Ferrari's engineers specify what maintains their vehicles in dealer storage, they choose CTEK. That's a procurement decision made by people who can't afford to get it wrong. The CTEK MXS 5.0 runs around $79.95. It carries separately calibrated profiles for every chemistry it supports and a dedicated reconditioning mode for deeply discharged batteries that a single profile budget charger can't reach. Compare it to the DieHard charger on the Advance Auto shelf, Schumacher hardware under a $200 million label, and the gap isn't a matter of opinion. Swedish engineering since 1997. The box says smart because the firmware earned it. Battery Tender invented the category. NOCO's owned its engineering since 1914. CTEK invented the pulse charging concept every brand on the bad list is misrepresenting when it prints smart on the label. 3 companies that did the engineering themselves. 3 products where the name on the outside is the company responsible for what's inside. Here's the check worth running before you buy any charger. Find the selectable mode list in the product spec sheet. Compatible with AGM in the description is a compatibility claim. It means the charger can connect to an AGM battery. A separately listed AGM mode with its own voltage profile is the only evidence the firmware knows what to do when it does. Your battery doesn't negotiate. It accepts whatever voltage the charger sends, one storage season at a time, until something gives. Smart on the box doesn't mean smart under the hood. That's the only sentence worth carrying into the auto parts store. What's in your kit right now? Something from the bad list, a NOCO, or a CTEK? Tell me in the comments.